You have a vision for a masterpiece. It feels like the next big hit. So you commit. You spend 2 years building the world, designing the cast, and scripting the first arc. Then, reality hits. By chapter 10, the audience isn't there. Engagement is 0. And the worst part? You don't even care about the story anymore. You built a castle on a swamp. This is the nightmare scenario. Years wasted polishing a concept that was flawed from the start. It's time to stop guessing and stress test your idea before drawing a single line. We're going to run your premise through 5 brutal filters, designed to expose the cracks in your foundation immediately. If your story can't survive these 5 rounds, it's not ready to be fleshed out. But if it passes, you'll know you've got something worth fighting for. Let's break it down. Test number 1, the curiosity check. This measures immediate interest. Creators often confuse the plot with the hook. They assume that explaining the events of the story will make people care. It won't. A plot summary explains what happens. A hook explains why it matters. If you define your story by saying it's about a tournament where people fight for a prize, you lose. That's a synopsis. It offers information, but lacks tension and urgency. What works? A sentence that ignites a question. Compare these 2 examples. First, a young warrior trains hard to defeat a dark lord. This is generic. It describes the genre, not the story. It gives the audience permission to ignore you because they've seen it 1,000 times. Now look at the second version. To save the world, a hero must murder the only person he ever loved. There is a lot more tension in this example. Try to present a paradox or a high-stakes dilemma. It forces the brain to bridge the gap between the character's goal and the obstacle standing in their way. Look at your idea and summarize it in exactly 1 sentence. If that sentence reads like a list of events, rewrite it. Construct a scenario where the outcome feels impossible. The goal isn't to explain the story. It's to make the explanation unnecessary because the reader's curiosity compels them to open the first page. If your 1 sentence forces the brain to ask, "How's that possible?" you passed. Test number 2, the trope audit. This is a direct attack on your ego. Many writers claim their idea is completely original. They believe they've invented a concept that's never existed before. If you think this, you're probably wrong and simply haven't read enough. Originality doesn't mean inventing a new color. It means painting a new picture with existing ones. If you don't know the colors, you can't paint the picture. Understanding the landscape comes before conquering it. Writing a battle manga? Read 30 of them. Writing a romance? Know the common cliches that defines the genre. Knowing the rules is how you break them effectively. This brings us to comparable titles. Editors and agents require these to know that a market exists for your work. If you can't find a single story that resembles yours, that's a red flag. It usually means there's no audience for it. Identify where your story fits in the conversation. Think of your story as a response to what came before. Maybe you take a classic trope and invert the moral lesson. Maybe you take a standard setting and apply a different magic system. But knowing the source material is non-negotiable. The test is simple. Name 3 existing series that are in conversation with your idea. If it's a battle shonen, which 3 battle shonen is your series most similar to? If you struggle to name them, stop writing. Go read. You can't subvert expectations if you don't know what the expectations are. Study the masters, study the trash. Learn why the hits worked and why the failures flopped. Your story doesn't exist in a vacuum. It exists in a library. Make sure you know which shelf it belongs on. Test number 3, the X factor. Being okay isn't enough anymore. The market's flooded. Every day, thousands of new chapters drop on webtoon platforms and manga apps. Average gets you ignored. An X factor is essential. A singular element that hooks the audience so deeply they feel compelled to read. There are 5 primary categories. You don't need all 5, but at least one has to be strong enough to carry the entire series. First is the high concept premise. The entire world could operate on a bizarre rule. Everyone turns to stone, the sky's an ocean. The core reality of the setting is the hook. Second is the major twist. You flip the genre on its head. The hero's actually the villain. The fantasy world's a simulation. This relies on shock value and recontextualization. Third is the setting. Build a world so interesting that it demands exploration. A great example is the Dark Continent from Hunter x Hunter. Fourth is the protagonist. Sometimes the plot doesn't matter. If the main character's personality is magnetic, people will watch them do anything. They command attention simply by entering the room. Fifth is a unique style. In visual mediums like manga, this is the art. In novels, it's the voice. Sharp dialogue, experimental paneling, or a narrator with a twisted perspective. Look at the work you've done so far. Try to pinpoint at least one of these 5 elements. Identify the specific reason a stranger would pay money for your story. If your answer is, it has a good balance of everything, you fail. Balanced means average, and average gets buried. A spike is what you're after. Define your weapon and sharpen it until it cuts through the noise. Test number 4, town versus brick. This is where most creators die. You have a vision for a massive epic or fictional universe. You imagine 27 main characters, 4 continents, and 1,000 years of history. You want to build the entire town. Take a deep breath. The bigger your first project is, the more likely you are to quit. You can't build a town if you don't know how to lay a single brick. Complexity kills momentum. When you try to juggle 50 plot threads in Chapter 1, you collapse under the weight of your own ambition. Time to shrink your scope. Focus on the brick. In the manga industry, this is called a one-shot. It's a self-contained story that fits in roughly 60 pages with a beginning, middle, and end. It can be longer if you want. It introduces the world, establishes the stakes, and resolves the immediate conflict. If you can't tell a compelling story in 60 pages, you probably can't do it in 500 pages. The macro-level world building doesn't matter if the micro-level storytelling's boring. Proving the concept works on a small scale comes first. Look at your epic idea and slice off the first arc. Ask yourself, can you write a satisfying ending to just that introduction? Even better, here's a test you can implement for your idea. Outline a complete story arc that resolves in 3 to 5 chapters. Forget the ancient prophecy. Forget the grand villain. Focus on the immediate problem in front of your protagonist. If you can make that small conflict gripping, you've earned the right to expand. Master the brick, then build the town. Test number 5, the Sakuga visualization. Creating a manga is a marathon, and when you're exhausted and frustrated, you'll need something to pull you through. That's where the Sakuga visualization comes in. In anime, Sakuga refers to moments where the animation quality skyrockets, because the scene carries the emotional weight of the episode. Identifying those moments in your script is critical. You should have specific scenes in your mind that you're desperate to create. General plot points don't count. The hero fights the villain isn't a scene. A scene is a specific interaction that burns into the reader's memory. The first time the strongest character of the series reveals the magnitude of their power. The conversation in the rain where 2 rivals finally understand each other. The exact instant the protagonist realizes how to use what their mentor taught him. If you can only visualize the final battle, you don't have enough material. A story is a collection of high-impact beats. Here's another exercise you can try. Write down your top 5 scenes you want to happen in your story. Be specific. Describe the lighting, the expressions, and the dialogue. If you can't see the movie playing in your head, you can't put it on the page. When you're stuck on a boring transition chapter, these scenes will keep you working. Find your Sakuga moments. In conclusion, you have 5 methods to test if your manga idea is good or not. Check the curiosity, know your market, identify your hook, shrink your scope, and visualize the story. Be ruthless. Most of your ideas will fail these tests, but that's the point. Breaking the weak ones early means you won't waste years building a story that was doomed to fail. If this video helped you, hit the like button and leave a comment below. And don't forget to join our Discord community. The link's in the description. It's a great place to share your work and connect with fellow creators. Thanks for watching.